See, I didn't know that this was well understood assignment that black people weren't going to show up to these march to the protest. I didn't know till I got there, and I was like, "What is why is it just white people? Where are all the black and brown people? Like I don't get it. Like why are we fighting for them and they're not here?"
Black folks, collectively, we understood the assignment and we did not put our black bodies on the line. We stayed at home. We spent time with friends and family. We got our rest. That is a powerful form of protest in and of itself. Many people don't realize that.
Why aren't black people protesting? Where were black people during the hands-off demonstration? I am so glad you asked. 3 quick points. 1. White people have a bad habit of only recognizing black people's work when that work happens in white people's spaces and with white people's approval. Take as much time as you need to process that. But we've been working. We've been building. We've been protesting. Many of you all just aren't paying attention until you realize that our bodies aren't on the front lines of your protests.
Hey guys, welcome back again to my channel. It's so good to have you. Thank you so much for clicking when you saw this video. So I came across this on my FYP and I tend to share with you guys. So this woman came out and when she got to the protest on April 5th, that she didn't see any black person. She was like, where are these black people? If you have to fight for them, where are they? Right? And it dawned on her that these guys, my people, decided to sit back at home, and the reason why they sat down at home was because of all the things that she experienced herself. She saw herself that no police was on the street, there was no tear gas, there was nothing. So she now, by herself, educate herself the reason why black people decide to stay back home. Well, I'm just going to let the video roll, then we come back and talk more. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments, and please do subscribe to my channel if you have not already. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up so that more people can see. So let's go watch, then I come back with the commentary, and credit to all creators on this video. Let's go watch.
See, I didn't know that this was well understood assignment that black people weren't going to show up to these march to the protest. I didn't know till I got there, and I was like, "What is why is it just white people? Where are all the black and brown people? Like I don't get it. Like why are we fighting for them and they're not here?" Hello, I get it now, because there was no fucking soldiers standing ready, no police on. I'm like, why? Where are all the police? Where are all the Because everyone's like, "Be safe." I'm like, well, fine, whatever. Like, I don't get it. Like, it was all old white people. And those old white people were all safe because the black people weren't there. Because the black people are the reason they show up, the police and the martial law people try to come in the first place. It's their racist hatred of black and brown people that makes protesting dangerous. But across every state, there was no danger because there was no police. They're policing. And why weren't they policing? Because there were no black people. How sick and sad is that of a statement, white people? That you're just safe because they're not there? Because the people that will create the violence are the ones that are supposed to be protecting the peace? It's really not about that. It's really because they weren't there that you were safe. And that statement is scary because the violence and the attacks and the injustices that are happening in every state are to black and brown people by the people in power. So I get it now. I get it. You shouldn't be there because you're going to be not safe. So that's why we have to be there for you. We have to fight for your equality, your justice, your everything. That's why you need to sit it out. I get it. But I don't know that that's enough. Although, I'm going to be honest with you. I was going expecting an army of potential threat. I was going thinking I was putting myself potentially in danger. And I was willing to do it for black and brown people, for white people. for Christians, for Jews, for Muslims, for atheists, for gay people, for trans people, for elderly. I was willing to do it. So I get it, but I don't know. I get it, but I'm willing to fight and get hurt, I guess. I don't want to. I don't know. It's so sad. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get how people have dislike for anybody because of the color of their eyes or the color of their hair or the color of their skin. What's the difference? Or the color of their shirt. I mean, like, what's the fucking difference? I don't get it. I don't get it. I never did. I never got it as a little girl. I'll never get it as long as I live. I don't get fucking white privilege. I don't understand it. It's wrong. I don't get it. But I get why black people chose to sit it out. I get that now. I just do.
At least there is one or two persons who are truthful to themselves, who are sat down to really say this is how it is without, trying to miss words. They understood that people, if these people had come out, there would have been an issue. There would have been police on the streets. There might be tear gas. There might be other things that, will not make the protest go well. And black people sitting back home were just the best for everyone, including the white people who came out for the protest. Well, I'm just going to let black people's reaction roll about people asking why they were not active or visible at the protest. I'm just going to let their reaction roll. Then we come back and talk more. Let me know what you think in the comment. Do you think that they would have come for the protest, or sitting back home was just the best thing, best decision for everyone? Let me know what you think in the comment. So let's just go watch what black people have to say about this.
Why aren't black people protesting? Where were black people during the hands-off demonstration? I am so glad you asked. 3 quick points. 1. White people have a bad habit of only recognizing black people's work when that work happens in white people's spaces and with white people's approval. Take as much time as you need to process that. But we've been working. We've been building. We've been protesting. Many of you all just aren't paying attention until you realize that our bodies aren't on the front lines of your protests. Black organizers pulled together a 24-hour counter program to Trump's State of the Union, reaching more than 1 million collective streaming viewers. Black communities are leading a very successful boycott against Target stores across the country for changing their public stance on DEI. And at least one black community has taken up arms to protect their kids against the pro-Trump white nationalist groups trying to intimidate them. Black folks aren't missing. Black folks are working. Point 2. Protests in the streets have their time and their place. But if we learned anything from 2020, it's that what we need right now is real political power. Like knocking doors and organizing black voters in Louisiana to defeat a constitutional amendment. An amendment, mind you, that would have made it easier to send minors to adult jails and prisons for longer sentences. And that effort was led, you guessed it, by black people.
Early voting was powered by black voters. They turn out in huge numbers. The folks who made that happen join us right now.
Point number 3. It's clear that black people aren't taking a break from the work. The evidence is everywhere, if you're looking for it. But have you considered that black people might be taking a break from doing our work on your terms?
As I'm recording this video, April 5th has come and gone. It is now the morning of April 6th. And I just have a couple of observations and questions about the protests that were held on April 5th. First of all, black folks, collectively, we understood the assignment. And we did not put our black bodies on the line. We stayed at home. We spent time with friends and family. We got our rest. That is a powerful form of protest in and of itself. Many people don't realize that. Number 2, to the organizers of all the massive demonstrations that occurred on April 5th, you all got quite a turnout. I'm watching some of the video footage of it. But here's an interesting observation I want to make about your protest on April 5th. It's interesting that it was held on a Saturday in downtown corridors. Why is that interesting? Because most businesses are closed on Saturday and the traffic is very low. Very little disruption on a Saturday. So the crowds gathered and held up signs and you all chanted. Something else I noticed is the lack of response from law enforcement. The boys and the girls in blue, I didn't see any of them in the footage that I saw. I'm sure there was some there. But militarized gear, tanks, riot gear, tear gas, rubber bullets, people being pushed down and dragged off in handcuffs. I didn't see any of that. In fact, the tenor of most of the protests on April 5th that I saw and witnessed was more like a party, a big powwow. Not impressed. And my question to you all is, I know that you're reveling in your self-congratulations and you're busy patting yourself and others on the back. What's next? You all didn't bring that January 6, 2021 energy, I see. So what's next? What are you going to do in the voting booth should we have elections, the next election cycle, whenever that may be in your area? How are you going to vote? In your daily life, what are you going to do about the MAGA relatives in your family and in your friend circle, in your coworkers, especially when they get around you and they start spewing their racist and xenophobic ideologies? Well, we protested on April 5th. April 5th has now come and gone. And from what I understand, Agent Orange, and I may be wrong, he was golfing, unbothered. So, all you April 5th protesters, what's next? Black folks, again, we are doing what we are supposed to do. All we need to do is just keep moving forward. We are protesting by refusing to put our bodies on the line. We are protesting with our dollars. We are protesting by starting businesses and supporting Black businesses. That's how we're protesting, and it's working. Just ask the executives at Target and the board over at Tesla. Very interesting, April 5th. But now that's over. What's next, y'all?
Look, no hate to that creator, but all I can say is look who's finally catching up. I say this all the time to people. It doesn't matter until it affects white people. We have been marching. We have been doing all of these things for years. And now she has the nerve and the caucasity to say, why are they coming out marching for us? We're marching for them. We marched during the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, 90s. Where have you been? The thing that kills me is she sits up on another video and talks about how she has a biracial daughter. I have 3, and guess what? They don't like being used in that context. When people come on and say, well, I have a half Black child. They don't like when the white parent does that. I doubt seriously that the Asian kids like it either. I don't think that the Native kids like it. I don't think they like when white mothers come out and try to defend their position by using their kids. Now, like I said, no hate to that creator, but come on. It took you this long. You look like you are old enough to know better. And the thing about it is, she'll get defensive when she sees this video. I know she will. But the thing that really bites whenever I see videos like this is it's always this epiphany. This is the privilege we're talking about. This right here. This is the privilege of being oblivious to everybody else's plight until it happens to you. This is what we're talking about. This is why when white women say, listen to Black women, it's falling on deaf ears. Okay, we're done. It's falling on deaf ears. It's falling on deaf ears with Black and brown people in particular, because guess what? We've had our rights attacked for decades. In our case, for centuries. And now that this is happening to you, it's where are all the Black and brown people at? Well, you know what? You missed the memo. We decided that we were not going to be the reason for martial law to be instilled. Also, we decided that we took Trump very seriously when he said that he was going to use lethal force against us. Yeah, that's something you guys weren't thinking about. He told us during his campaign he was going to use lethal force. So why the hell would we go out there and be unalived for you who just now started to figure it out? So if you can't understand why we aren't out there, then that means not only have you been steeped in privilege, you have been doing everything you can to protect it. Jeez, man.
I, for one, am excited that Black people didn't go for any protest. I'm excited they decided to stay back home. Some went for the Black work. You guys remember there was this Black Americans, they went out for work during that period. While other people were protesting, you saw Black people were sitting in restaurants, eating and cheering them on. You also saw this man who was driving. I was telling them, I'm sorry we couldn't join you, but you guys go on, well done and all that. Because if they had gone for that protest, I don't think all of this discussion we're having now will be the same thing, right? It would have just been another story altogether and not exactly what we're discussing now, right? So them deciding to sit this one out, it was the best interest for everyone. Everyone who went out and said, oh, we came back safe. It was so mind-blowing. and the police also helped us. There was not much police on the street, except when there's an issue, they come out and all that. There was nothing, no tear gas. It was the best protest ever. It was a family oriented protest. You guys would have been saying that if there's other folks that come out to really protest. You're asking about the minorities, that's the black people, the brown people. You wanted them to come out on the street. They understood the assignment. They understood the fact that, you know what, it's not our fight to make, because the last time we protested, that was on the 5th of November 2024, and you guys decided to choose what was best for you guys. And now it's not our duty to come, ask for anything. If you say this is the best administration ever, then it is. Everybody just had to live with it for the next 4 years and not the other way around. So it was okay for them. They just sat back at home, had fun. I think I did a post on my community, and a lot of people came out and said yes, that they were at home. They didn't bother going anywhere. So for those people who keep asking all of these questions, and you feel that it was actually black people you were doing this for, like you went out to protest for black people, I don't get it. You went out there to protest or to demand for your own rights, for your interest. So not for these other people. Stop making it look as if it was for them, when in essence you guys already know why you went out on the street to protest, not because of black Americans, because you didn't, even when they all protest doing the Black Lives Matter and all of that, most of you weren't there. So acting as if it was because of them that you're doing this, then you need to really have a rethink, right? Anyway, guys, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. Let's have that conversation in the comment section. And please go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you have not already. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up so that more people can see it. I look forward to seeing you all on my next video. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Bye.